Super Smash Bros. What can I say about it? It's one of the most well-known fighting game series out there. Most likely the biggest pull of it is the crossover element. What was originally a crossover between some of Nintendo's most well-known franchises mutated into this huge celebration of gaming in general. Characters, stages, and everything in between from multiple game franchises all through our history can be found in them, especially in Ultimate. But we can sit here all day and talk about the stages, or items, or assist trophies from every series represented. What everybody really cares about is the fighters. Who can you play as? Who can fight who? And what weird hairdo is Kirby gonna have from this character? The original Smash Bros. Had 12 fighters. Smash Bros. Melee had 26. Smash Bros. Brawl cut some from Melee, but had 39. Wii U and 3DS is the odd one, as it cut some characters but also brought some back, leaving us with 58. And then, Smash Bros. Ultimate brought every single character back and added new ones, giving us well over 80 characters. If we ever get a new Smash Bros. Game, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it, because there ain't no way they're topping Ultimate's roster. But sad as it is, they can't satisfy every fanbase and represent every game. It's just impossible. They could try, but really, it's a false hope. One character in one fanbase, however, above all others, keeps getting the shaft. And we're going to be talking about them today. For a while, since the Brawl days, there have been ongoing fanbases for certain characters to become playable in Smash. Characters that people would beg Sakurai to add, and sometimes he would, sometimes he wouldn't. The best example of this is probably Ridley. Ridley was requested to be playable in Smash for years, and there were many arguments for and against it. Oh, he's too big, oh, Metroid needs more representation, that kind of shit. And when Ridley was finally added in Smash Ultimate, his fanbase rejoiced. They finally got everything they wanted. But there is one character that has had a fanbase just like Ridley has, since the old Brawl hype days, that can't catch a break. He has been shafted in every single Smash game in the most insulting of ways. That character being Geno, also known as, is a character hailing from the Mario universe. He appeared in Super Mario RPG in 1996, and that's it. He appeared in one game, and never had any major appearances in anything else. He had a small cameo in Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga in 2003 that they then removed in the remake, but outside of that, he has never been seen again. In Mario RPG, he was a wooden doll that was possessed by a star who joins Mario on his adventures in the game. He fires lasers, cannons, all sorts of cool shit. He is, by all intents and purposes, an OC Donut Steel. For some reason, though, despite only being in one game, Geno is this game's breakaway character. He's one of the most well-known parts of the game because, well, he just comes off as cool.
He's so cool.
Mario RPG also had another OC character in your party with Malo, but nobody gives a shit about Malo. He looks like Kirby if Kirby was made of tumors. One very important thing to note about Geno, and by extension Tumor Kirby, is he's not Nintendo's property. Mario RPG was made by Squaresoft, who is now Square Enix. They created Geno, and thus they own the rights to him, even if he's in a Nintendo game. That's why you don't see him getting his ass beat in Mario Kart. He's owned by Square Enix. Hell, for that little cameo in Superstar Saga, Nintendo had to pay Square Enix for it. They even have a credit for it at the end of the game. And yes, despite all this, Geno is quite popular. He has a huge fan base dedicated to him, wanting him to appear in more stuff. That, of course, including Smash Bros. Those poor bastards. If I haven't made it clear, the Geno fanbase has been shafted harder than any other. Since 2008, these poor Geno simps have not caught a break. Actually, no, they have caught a break. Heartbreak, that is. The peak of Geno hype was the lead up to Smash Bros. Brawl. Everywhere you looked online, you would find at least one person hoping for Geno to be in Brawl. And honestly, I have no idea where this sudden hype came from. Just out of nowhere, the Geno Bros just came out wishing for their guy to be in the game. I'm guessing it might have to do with the fact shortly around Brawl's announcement, Super Mario RPG turned 10 years old, and I'm guessing this led to an influx of nostalgia for the game, and tons of people collectively wanted Geno to be in the game as representation. And it wasn't some little tiny group nobody cared about. Like, you saw Geno talk everywhere. There were fake leaks, sprite animations, and all sorts of stuff leading up to the release of Brawl. They all included Geno at some point.
Hey, I'm back by popular demand.
Oh, popular demand, I see. What is that, like the 20 people who played Kid Icarus?
Hey, let the people decide, alright?
Fine. But if I'm somehow not in this game, I'm blowing up Japan.
Geno this, Geno that, Geno. Snake gets revealed, people still want Geno. Sonic gets revealed, people go wild, but they still want Geno. You could not discuss Smash Bros. Brawl anywhere without someone wanting Geno. Hell, I'm not even convinced some of these people even play Mario RPG and just wanted Geno for the hell of it. So all this hype and all this speculation about Geno being in the game, did he make it in? Well, if you clicked on this video, you know the answer to that. Of course he didn't make it in. Sakurai probably had other plans in mind when making Brawl. This was also when the series was tiptoeing into third-party characters, but they were popular third-party characters, so they had more priority. If Nintendo was going to ask Square Enix for one of their characters, it sure as hell wasn't going to be Geno. Keep that in mind for later. And of course, for all the Geno fans, the denial was strong. They couldn't believe Geno wasn't in the game, in any capacity whatsoever. Not a trophy, not a sticker, nothing. He did not exist in Smash Bros. Brawl in any form. This was blasphemy.
So wait, if we didn't get in, who did?
Losers. Look who made it as a playable character.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is the guy who gets in and yet we don't? What kind of bullshit is that?
You can all suck my nuts.
Yeah, they were upset over other choices, but that didn't matter. Nothing they said or did would change this fact. I found this NeoGAF thread from all the way back in 2008 when Brawl just came out, and you can see the reality slowly setting in for people rooting for Geno. It's actually kind of sad. But little did they know, Sakurai revealed years later he did plan to have Geno in the game because of how popular he was, but said this didn't come into fruition, probably due to the complications with Square Enix. But to add on top of that, people dug into the game's files and found an unused song, which was Beware of the Forest Mushrooms from Mario RPG. One of the most well-known songs from the game, and a song constantly associated with Geno because he first appears in the area where this music plays. Geno fans, well after the game released, were getting cock-teased left and right. I'd be pissed too. And so, years passed by with the massive thoughts of what could have been. Brawl would become huge in the modding scene, and people would mod who else? Geno into the game, just so he could be there in some fashion.
Okay, what can I use here? Wait. Brawl Easter egg Geno? The hell? What the fuck was that?
The idea of Geno being in Brawl never left the Smash community, and it would continue on for quite some time. And then, the next Smash Bros. Games got revealed. Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS were shown off, and this time there was obviously a bigger focus on third-party characters coming in, with the introduction of Mega Man and Pac-Man, so Geno Man could have a chance too! Now, compared to when Brawl was the talk of the town, Geno talk was significantly subdued because of all the other potential third-party candidates. Now that all these other characters from other companies were coming in, anyone is fair game. So while the Geno fans were on their own hoping Geno would get in the game, there was a laundry list of other characters people wanted in, and so that took center stage. And then, after a couple of months, the final roster was revealed. Geno still wasn't in it. Yep, another game has come and gone, and Geno Bros get shafted once more. They added the Duck Hunt dog, but not Geno. They added Wii Fit Trainer, but not Geno. They added playable Mii fighters, but not Geno. Geno was once again not in the game in any form. Not as an assist trophy, not as a regular trophy, he was nowhere to be seen. But there was a glimmer of hope. The DLC. There was the chance Geno could be added in later as a downloadable fighter, as was the case with tons of other wanted fighters. And this time, there was even a fighter's ballot. you could vote for what character you wanted to see in the next Smash Bros. And of course, Geno fans flooded the damn ballot with requests for Geno. And as the DLC fighters slowly got revealed, the bane of many fan bases was also revealed. Mii costumes. Sakurai intended for Mii costumes to be a way to represent a lot of characters who couldn't make it in some way. But honestly, Mii costumes are just a punch in the gut. It's basically a way of showing, yes, this character could have made it in, but didn't. So here's a funny costume for table scraps. Mii costumes would quickly become a reviled part of any Smash presentation as people braced for impact which characters weren't making the final cut. And for Geno fans, their hopes were getting higher because on November 12th, 2015, a new fighter was revealed. Nintendo had finally gotten together with Square Enix and struck a deal to put Cloud in the game, and since Cloud and Geno were both owned by Square Enix...
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
But this hope was short-lived because the following month, more Mii costumes were revealed. One of those Mii costumes being...
From Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, we're adding a Geno Mii Fighter outfit. Like the Mii Gunner, Geno shoots from a gun on his arm, so it's a natural fit.
And so, once again, Geno fans had their hopes and dreams crushed.
Here lies Squidward's hopes and dreams. What a baby.
Geno was once again not going to be playable in Smash Bros. He was now relegated to a Mii costume. Hey, it's better than nothing, right? Right? Sorry. So now, Geno fans would have to wait until the next Nintendo console to have their hopes get raised again. Lucky for them, the Wii U was a complete flop, so the next console wasn't too far behind.
Hot buttered popcorn, that's a deal!
Why did Nintendo think this was good marketing? So the Switch came out, and the next Smash Bros. Was revealed at E3 2018. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, revealing every single character from every previous Smash game was coming back, on top of newcomers. Oh, and not to mention, 2 waves of DLC fighters? And Square Enix is on board from the start? Oh man, Geno's chances are better than ever!
So, we get a Mii costume instead. But what's special about the Mii costume is that I got a splash screen, just like a character reveal. And it's the only Mii costume to get that. And then who else got a Mii costume? Inkling! I know you're gonna say, consideration isn't a guarantee, but other considerations haven't made it in, and that increases his chances.
And on top of that, as more fighters were getting revealed, some of the most requested characters were finally getting in. King K. Rool, Dark Samus, Ridley, one of the most requested characters since Melee. It looks like Sakurai was finally giving everybody what they wanted. But then, like the last 2 times, hope for Geno slowly started to rot away. With the addition of spirits being PNGs of characters, a lot of people took it if a character was a spirit, there was no hope of getting in. And the keen eye spotted a Geno spirit in one of the Ultimate Directs. Of course, in the end, this didn't mean shit, but the Geno sisters were starting to worry. Of course he wasn't in the base roster, we already assumed that. But after that, one by one, the DLC fighters started being revealed. All of Wave 1 was released, no Geno. But then the second wave started being revealed, and at the Game Awards 2020, Sephiroth was revealed. A presentation of Sephiroth to show off the character was also announced. And when that presentation finally aired, more Mii costumes were shown off, one of those Mii costumes being... Ridley was upgraded from a boss to a playable character. King K. Rool was a Mii costume in 4 and was upgraded to playable in Ultimate. Geno was upgraded from Mii costume to Mii costume. It seems like this is just Geno's fate. To get fucked! Geno fans have gotten their hopes up only to have them dashed in the cruelest of ways. They have been teased, mocked, and it all amounted to nothing. And the saddest part is, Square Enix had easily the most characters out of any other third party in Ultimate. They had Cloud, Sephiroth, Hero, and Sora. If you were a Square Enix fan in general and you played Ultimate, you were eating good. Except if you were a Geno fan. Then you got a costume. Whoop-de-fucking-do. And so, here we are today. In December of this year, Smash Bros. Ultimate turns 5 years old. I know that you may be distraught to hear that, I know I am, but it'll be interesting to see where Smash goes after this. Obviously, there ain't no way in hell they'll be able to top Ultimate's roster, and it makes too much money to kill off the series. But one thing remains a question. Will Geno ever get his day in the light? Will he finally get the appearance he deserves after being shafted for well over 15 years? Only time will tell. Never lose hope, Geno bros. Never lose hope.
I don't know what's happening to me. I'm getting all the blame for things I didn't do. Can anybody tell me just what I did wrong? I'm all alone and I'm so confused. I don't know what everyone wants me to be. I only know just how to be me. Once